Bailiff,
Here.
Adair,
Here.
McLennan,
Here.
Philbrook.
Here. Citizens appearing. Ms. Goodstein says she's got a very uncontroversial topic.
Well, if it becomes controversial, I'll really be surprised, but we have the press here, so we'll play it.
Well, after the game.
Hi, I'm Rachel, hello, thank you for allowing citizens to appeal, it's always nice in democracy. And my name's Rachel Goodstein, and I live at 126 South First Street in Rochester City. And I've gotten to the point where people that I know now recognize that I often go to public meetings and don't mind, and in fact, have joined it. So this is actually, I think it's something that ought to be done, but someone said to me, well, you go take and look into this. And so what this is as you drive into the city, and I don't know if this is a city or a county function, but you know the green signs where they say city limits, and then underneath them it talks about championship. This is a request that we find out how we get to put our softball championships, our bowling, because the only one up there is from like 2007. You know what I'm talking about, those? Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if that's controversial, I don't know how that gets done, you know?
I'm not sure who, I think.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about?
Memory, it's MDOT, and you're allowed to have, I think, one up.
At a time.
Yep, and then you replace it. They're fairly expensive, so typically I think it's usually probably a fundraiser, I would assume, or sports boosters or something.
So,
I'm going on memory from one.
Yeah.
one highway
so
to
you
one up.
only get one per,
Yeah, you couldn't have, you won 10 state championships in a row, you could change your sign that says 8-time state champion volleyball with the years, you couldn't put a second sign up.
Yeah.
and so, but aren't these at either, see, it is controversial, and it wasn't even me, see?
There are rules about what you can put up, there's only one sign at a time. So if you have 2 state champions in 2 consecutive years, one of them's out of luck.
Or you change the
Or you
sign and
change
put
the
them both
sign.
on there.
Yeah.
So, okay, so,
But we can look into it.
yeah, I mean, what we
That's a
get to
good
is we
point.
have, there's the girls going softball, the boys and girls going bowling, you know, and I'm sure I've seen in some towns where they've got Petoskey skiing and something else, so I just, you know, and it's a nice thing, recognition,
It is.
it's also good tourist stuff, and particularly because we've got ones that are newer than what it says, no offense to the great team of '07, so.
All right, thank
I
you.
wasn't here then, it was before my time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Wasn't country.
Everybody else? Almost.
Well, with the state, not with us.
Not with us. Okay, next on the agenda, we have the May 2nd, 2017 regular meeting minutes. If there are no changes, I will entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes.
I'll second the motion.
Motion support on the minutes. If there's no further discussion, roll call please.
Adair,
Yes.
Bailiff,
Yes.
McLennan,
Yes.
Philbrook.
Yes. Next on the agenda, city clerk treasurer,
Just the bills tonight.
bills.
I make a motion that we authorize payment of the bills in the amount of $159,643.01.
I'll support. Motion support. Any questions on the bills? Roll call please.
Bailiff,
Yes.
McLennan,
Yes.
Adair,
Yes.
Philbrook.
Yes. City attorney?
I have nothing.
Okay, thanks. City manager?
Just briefly, the CDA meets tomorrow. I expect that they'll authorize the chairperson to sign an agreement with a contractor, and that shortly thereafter, you'll see the intersection at 3rd and Erie begin to be torn up, and the overhaul of that intersection will begin. And then also, the phone system and the server were both in this coming year's budget. Janet's been working hard on that. We've gotten quotes from our current provider as well as our local person in the community that does the school and other places. And I think we'll be coming to you, or at least let you know, I guess it's budgeted, what we're planning to do here at the next meeting. And I think both the server and the phone system are beyond obsolete. It sounds like if we don't get the server replaced soon, it's going to crash, and there's going to be nothing we can do. I think was it 03? 14 years for technology.
Any idea how long it take for that intersection to be
started, or how long it takes?
There's a whole bunch of moving parts. They're gonna see if they can do it by Nautical Festival, but Alec Britsky's on the CD had a good idea. He said if it's not, then we'll do a separate celebration, have somebody out there playing guitar and have a nice one in the fall when the leaves are changing color. It'll be definitely done by early fall, if not by festival.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. That it?
That's all I got.
Any questions for Joe? What do we got next? Commissions, liaisons, mayor, of anything? Wedding in the park, we did get the request. Joe's put in the packet a proposed agreement. Are we okay with that?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
There it is.
Matt and I talked about some other things, concerning, somebody leaving the tent perhaps with alcohol. But there's no ordinances that prohibit that in the parks right now, so there's really no way to enforce it, even if someone was to do it. I hate to put something in here that can't be enforced with any real pressure. So after he and I had a conversation, I think we're really all on the same page on this.
Okay.
I do have one question. They gotta be up, the morning the tent goes up, the morning they're gonna have the wedding, right?
No, can go up the day before, 24 hours prior to, so.
So, is there gonna be any fight between them and people coming down there with their boat trailers and they wanna park?
Well, Matt had a good thought. I think we're gonna basically partition off an area where,
Okay.
that's safe for
Yeah.
boaters, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, okay. I was concerned.
Okay.
We did check, just because I wanted to know, with a private insurance agent. In fact, it was the one where we were just at the mixer. $1 million in liability coverage is about a $40 rider on your policy, $2 million is about $80, so this is nothing. I wanted to make sure I wasn't asking for something that was impossible to produce.
Okay.
I started with $1 million, the agent actually recommended $2 million because it's better for the person having it as well as the city should something happen. So it's completely beyond feasible to get that.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What date?
August 8th, 2018, 18th, August 18th, 2018,
And this is obviously lakefront. No,
Lakeside Park,
Lakeside Park.
I believe, right?
The marina parking lot.
Marina parking lot.
The west
Each
corner,
wedding to be determined, I think.
It's not a done deal, but in order to move forward with their request, we have to provide a contract, and it's up to them to determine whether that meets.
Well, at first I think it's a great idea. It's a beautiful city to have weddings, so, I mean, without having a tent even, the gazebos and all that, just,
Okay. Thank you.
so I can make plans, I won't have a rowdy party out on my backyard.
Not on the
you know.
18th of August of the year,
What?
not on August 18th, 2018.
Oh, geez. Whoa.
Things
have
have
one
between now
there.
and then.
You can have some now.
I said, we get the money up front, folks, in case something goes south.
All right.
I just need an authorization for you to sign it
Okay.
on the city, on behalf of the city.
So, entertain a motion for that effect?
I'll propose a motion to mayor to sign the wedding reception possibility for August 18th next year.
I'll second that.
Any other questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
McLennan?
Yes.
Adair?
Yes,
Bayless?
Yes.
Solbeck?
Yes. It's the end of unfinished business. New business, open a public hearing on the budget. Would this be the point at which we would add those items to the agenda, to the budget?
I guess we could mention that we are adding a few things to the budget that was available to the public. I don't think anyone actually came in and looked at it, it's been out on the counter, but we are adding 2 things nonetheless.
Okay, no comments have been received by council or by staff. We do want to add under council, city council, in the general fund, line item professional services, $10,000 for potential contractual arrangement with Target Alpena. We also want to add $5,000 under promotional for other community promotion for items that may have merit to come before us throughout the year. We traditionally don't have an amount in there, so we're going to do that under promotional, $5,000, other community promotion, which brings the general fund to about $2,030,000 and still provides for an appropriation to the general fund balance at the end of the year of about $17,200. In addition to that, all the other funds are balanced at this point. So with that noted, if there are any comments on the budget from the public, if not, I'll close the public hearing. And we'll move on to the adoption of the budget.
I would make that motion to adopt the budget as written. City Manager.
Is there support?
I'll second that motion.
So we have motion and support. I will only add one comment, and that's that, once again, I appreciate the work that staff puts into developing the budget, and is all the employees who contribute to the fact that we have a balanced budget and a reasonable level of expenditures and provide services that I think add value to the community. And it's a credit to the staff and city manager and city treasurer that we're able to do this in what seems to be a much more streamlined process than in the past. So I do appreciate that. That being said, roll call please.
Adair,
Yes.
Bayless,
Yes.
McLennan,
Yes.
Robak.
Yes, thank you. And then next on the agenda, ordinance 2017-1, first reading. Joe, do you want to take over here for a second and explain what we're
Sure.
contemplating?
Not too long ago, you adopted 3 blight ordinances. One was grass and weeds, one was junk and debris, and the third one was junk cars. At that time, either the city police or the city police and the manager were able to issue citations for violations of that. Matt has indicated that his department has just been beyond busy and has been really unable to enforce that to the level that the council has stated it wants it enforced, even as recently as the last workshop. I know in Ottawa what they were looking at doing is having an ordinance officer. If you're looking at something that's $15 an hour, 1 day a week for a defined period of time, the total cost to do that is less than $3,000. Whether you choose to do that or not, by amending the ordinance, you would give yourself the opportunity to do that because it, in essence, changes in the enforcement area, all 3 to include additional language that says that they can be the city manager, city police, or a person designated by the chief of police are authorized to issue citations for violation of this article. So if you should choose in the future to actually have an ordinance official, they would be able to cite.
Force the ordinance.
Yep. We had to make those same amendments before they were able to put that into place.
This would be an individual appointed by council or staff?
Well, I think typically, once you, if you would decide to budget that, what's happened in the past is the person is selected by Matt and myself, we let you know who it is,
Okay.
and away we go. Matt and I have already talked, if council does choose to budget this, it has to be the right person, or it doesn't make his life any easier because everybody that the person's coming into contact with is coming into complaint to both Matt and me, which actually makes our life more difficult than just doing it ourselves. So it has to be the right person, and but again, by amending this gives you the opportunity to consider that. Without that, no other person appointed to do that job could cite.
And as you said, that'll also free up our guy at 8 hours for that week to get with these guys.
And he said he struggled to do right now they're basically doing it based on complaints. So complaints come in, they'll enforce based on complaints. They haven't had time to make the run through the entire town and do it that way.
Okay.
I have one little question, it's a minor one, but at $15 an hour. Now, would you give him gas mileage, would you give him, he just go get his own gas? I imagine you're gonna have to do something with that.
That's all TBD. Right now, all you're doing is amending the ordinances to allow for it. I haven't had a conversation with a single person about doing it, nor has Matt.
Yeah, okay.
But unless this is done, the conversation is pointless.
Yeah. And I got no problem with it.
You're estimating cost of about $3,000?
That's what Onaway, I did the last budget in Onaway for this year, that's what was budgeted, was a little bit less than $3,000 on this date to this date, 8 hours a week, at 15 hours. It's not a fun job, I did it for 15 years, but you have to have the right person, and clearly, and I totally support council, we need to keep the property values up, and we need to have somebody that's able to keep up with it, and
How did it work in Onaway with this person?
yeah, I don't think they've started yet.
Oh, yeah.
This would be the first year, and Kelly's just still been talking to the person that they're having planned to do it.
Okay. So you want a motion to approve ordinance 2017-01 for first reading?
I'll make that motion to ordinance 2017.01, the first reading, yes.
Support.
Support.
Discussion?
I think it's, certainly Rogers City is one of the cleanest communities that you could ask for in northern Michigan. And it's a shame that I'm certainly not an individual, and I don't think any of the council members are people that look at this it's a shame that something like this has to, in my view, it's a shame that something like this has to be passed, but we have certain individuals that, without it, don't seem to care. So I do support it at this point.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Bayless?
Yes.
McLennan?
Yes.
Adair?
Yes.
Stover?
Yes. Just as an acknowledgement on what happens going forward, could you explain the process from here? There'll be a second reading.
Second reading at the next meeting, if it's approved after second reading, then we get it into the newspaper, and then 15 days later, it's the letter of the law.
Okay, thank you.
And I think Ryan does the enforcement primarily. I think Matt did give you in his staff report a list of those that Ryan, so it's not like he hasn't been doing it, he's been doing plenty, but it's time consuming, it's multiple meetings, and believe me, I understand what he's going through, because I did it for a long time.
It's
not fast.
Free up him 8 hours
Right.
to do what he should be doing.
Right, and I told council that when I was only in Onaway 2 days a week, this literally will take 1 full day of my time if I'm doing this, which means I'm not gonna be able to do a bunch of anything over here. So,
Okay. The last item under new business, 2 requests. I was jumping on my phone to see if I can see what flag day was, but I don't. One from the men's softball league to use the hole for May 27th, 28th for a softball tournament. We plan to make a donation to the city for the use of the lights in the bathrooms. And my understanding is the proceeds go to the Rogers City sports programs.
this replaces the spring flood?
Must be, yeah.
Yeah, spring clean's done. So,
And second issue, the Rogers City Masonic Lodge will be hosting Flag Day Fest again on Saturday, June 10th. They want to be able to proceed in a parade from Westminster Church down 3rd Street to Michigan Avenue, and then down to the Sailors Memorial, flag raising ceremony with the Scouts and VFW Color Guard. And they want us to approve the parade, some police traffic control.
Yeah, you already approved the
We've already
parade.
done that.
Yeah.
Some assistance with benches and picnic tables down at the band shell, and access to the band shell utility. We can do those in one motion?
So,
I'll make the motion approving both requests.
And I'll support that motion.
Motion and support for those 2 requests. Is there any other discussion?
I got one,
On this issue?
what I'm trying to think, I lost it. Oh, I know, just, not in, I might like to make a comment though. Went down, I went, visit the fish station today down at the Old Harbor. And I went in there, and that place was cleaner and brighter than most restrooms are in New Western Community. They really did a great job down there. We got the new tables in there, and they're gonna have some stainless steel plates in there. They did a wonderful job. The floor, they can hose that thing down in 2 seconds, and so I'd like to comment, they did a great job on that.
Everybody's aware that was money raised through the fish tournaments, and then if you read the minutes from the Harbor Advisory Council, the Hammond Bay Anglers Association donated $800 towards the tables down there.
It's unbelievable. This is great, isn't it?
You need to vote on the request, right? Roll call, please.
McLennan?
Yes.
Adair?
Yes.
Bayless?
Yes.
Robak?
Yes. Any other matters from the council?